All right, all right, all right. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is April 2nd, Tuesday, the year of our eclipse lord, 2024-ish. How you guys doing? So, tonight we're going to talk about my horse on a carriage. He's for hire, senora. As long as you desire, senorita, we're gonna ride. Forget the Havana, have come to Havana with me. Did I say that wrong? I think I said, forget the mañana, have come to Havana with me. For the syndrome that go in the head is probably a hoax because nobody's dead. I can't believe this thing. Yeah, you're gonna be a little bit shocked at what we're going to talk about, because this may not be what we think is going on. Yeah. It's not real, my friends. There's no real evidence linking the Havana Syndrome to brain atrocious. We'll talk about that tonight, and we'll listen to a bunch of experts talk about it. We have Dr. Schmickfaken, right? Dr. Vinny Boombots Jr., he's here. Remember him? Yeah, they'll be talking tonight. So I want to welcome everybody to another edition of GUFON Family. Roll call, everybody. Who's here today? Glenn Collins is here. What do you say, man? I haven't seen you in a few days. Where have you been? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, all right. Oh, I gotta work. I had Easter. Hey. Good to see you, G. Hey, General Zod. Why don't you take you and your little minions and get the flock out of here? This is planet Earth. We don't... Oh, it's not the real Zod? I thought it was. Whew. You guys can't be making these sock accounts. Good to see you, General Zod. Bernie Muro. Now, we know Bernie's legit. What do you say there, Gufonian? The richest YouTube channel made it. Giddy on up. Good to see you. David Wilcox. Not Wilcox. I get emotional when I read that. Welcome to the show. Parham. Aloha. Mahalo. T-O-N-Y. What do you say there, T? Samantha Morris the cat. Meow, meow. Oh, no. I forgot to put the links to all the videos in the show last night. Oh, no. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 videos I got to load up. All right, hold on while I do that. No, I won't do it. But I will. I will right after this show. God, I can't believe I forgot. I wasn't feeling that great. Samantha, giddy up. Kelly Lewis, the EW, is here. What do you say there, lady? Giannetti, Angelali. What do you say there, J.A.? Marcel, Goofonian, Matal Head. Brookis. What do you say there, Chief? Ha! General Zod! You know, those people on your planet, they've got... Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Short-term memory. Short-term memory. Good to see you. You guys gotta stop me. Hey, Goob. How you doing? Blow you a kiss? My Google Nest started talking for no reason. All because I said Goob. It thought I said, hey, Google. Let's see if it works again. What do you say, Goob? What's up there, Marcel? Didn't work. Moonhawk, welcome to the show. For the last... Oh, right. If I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a lot of show to do, so I have to get away from the intros. What do you say, Stephen A? Who came through the back door? Peter McLeese made it. There he is. All right, let's get started. Who's this? Sven? Hey, that's $2. Yeah, thank you very much. Well, it's what do you call it? Swedish money. Yeah. What are those? Rubles? Rubles? What are those? Rens? Thank you, Sven. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support. It's a super dono. It means that it's pure love. See, there's no super chat, no emoji, sticker, or anything. We here at GUFON, that's how we show pure love to the host and to all GUFOnians, for that matter. It's not about me. It's about us. It's about us, the greater good of ufology. And if you like to help the cause of the greater good, we, GUFON, are us, truthology for ufology. That's right. We treat ufology the way it treats us. But the opposite. 180. Some girl, she goes, no, he's 360 degrees. That's different. 360 degrees is coming right back to you. No, it's not. It's 180 degrees. No, what? What's 180 degrees? She couldn't get it. It was the funniest thing. Thanks, Sven, and all others who, if you wish to help support Truthology for Ufology, all the links are in the show description. Super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App. Even become a member of the group. Bernie Muro throwing down $5. Pure love. It's a super dono evening here on Tuesday night. April 2nd's my grandma's birthday. Happy birthday, Grandma P. Thanks, Bernie, for reminding me. $5 super dono hits me right where I live. Thanks for being a continuing supporter. Bernie Muro, everybody. All right. Now, Alfie Joe Bob's here. Good. Now we can start. I told you. Shh. Okay. You know, just like last night, I'm going to start the show off with just going into the topic. You know how usually I'll start the major topic in the thumbnail at the top of the next hour, but I'm not doing that. Last night, I started a new trend. We're just going to get the main topic out of the way, more or less, so we can give it a fair review. And we're going to need the time because, I thought, where's my show? See? Where's my show? Something's wrong. Oh, whoa. What did it do? Wait a second. Okay, hold on, guys. Oh, why is it doing that? I don't know how this changed, but I had it to where you could see 50 emails on a page. Now it's 20. It switched. Now I need 50. Oh, there's all my stuff. Okay. That's the documentary. I don't really. Oh, this is 60 minutes. Yeah, I can't play 60 minutes. That's right. That's why I changed it. Oh, hey, now it showed up. This is bizarre, man. Now I have 50 showing. Okay. Hold on. Something has happened to my email account. This is freaking unbelievable. See, it's only showing a portion of the show. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up. Now, what is the Havana Syndrome? Good question. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let the New York Post tell you. All right? Ryan King's going to tell you about it while I do this. Guys, bear with me a second. Okay, that can go. I have to clean this up 2 seconds. Okay, that can go. Okay, now I'm feeling a little better. That can go. That can go. That can go. And that can go. Let's get rid of that. Class action lawsuit. Whistleblower clients. I wonder who will be suing. How many for hundreds of millions? That's a real whistleblower. Okay. All right. I'm going to play this video. What is the Havana Syndrome? Because a lot of people think they know. Is it a direct energy weapon? Why would they do this? The Cubans, the Russians, whoever's. Watch. And learn.
The long-running saga over the Havana Syndrome, this really mysterious ailment that has afflicted hundreds of members of the intelligence community, military, State Department, etc., since at least 2016, when it was first detected around roughly 24 personnel, just shy of 24 personnel, stationed in Havana, Cuba, in the embassy, and they recounted hearing this bizarre frequency, and then all of a sudden, they had these various symptoms such as dizziness, nausea, hearing loss, memory loss, fatigue. And since then, there's obviously been hundreds of officials that claim to have had a similar experience with somewhat varying differences depending on the exact person, the situation. And it's taken place in an assortment of countries around the world now. And so basically what had happened was in 2022 and really in 2023, there was this big report from multiple intelligence agencies that concluded it was more likely than not that this Havana syndrome did not originate with a foreign adversary. But over the weekend, 60 Minutes partnered with Der Spiegel and The Insider and did this big report showcasing all these U.S. officials that have done investigative work on this and have concluded that Russia may have played a role in this. And they specifically point to this Russian hit squad, the shadowy squad called...
The funny thing is about this, and what you're going to learn, is that nobody knows why. Why would they do this to people in that building? Like, what? What's the purpose?
Unit 29155,
you'll never know,
that they believe is playing a role here. They've cited different things such as revelations that one of the workers there got paid a big bonus for this non-lethal acoustic device that was developed. So that goes back to the frequency that people were hearing. We should note that some people that have studied this have concluded that maybe the frequency stemmed from crickets. So there's been a lot of conflicting.
You know, have you ever been to Cuba? I haven't, but I've seen movies. It doesn't look like the best regulated place for EMF ceiling fans that are bad. You know, you could turn on a ceiling fan and it could be throwing out I'm serious, this is a real thing. A ceiling fan made this vibration noise in these people's homes, and it kept making the husband and the son sick. Why it worked on them, nobody knows, but the mother and the daughter didn't get sick, but the men in the family, the biological men, were sick. And maybe the vibration works on the bone density of some certain people. I don't know. I don't know. But whatever it is, They got rid of that ceiling fan. An electrician came in and he heard the humming noise. Now, I'm not saying because your ceiling fan's making a humming noise, you're going to have these symptoms, but whatever was happening could have been an electrical emission, something like that, EMT sort of speak. So you could have your own direct energy weapon in your own home and not even know it. It's like mold. You'll get sick. That's how you know you have mold, right? Well, anyway, there's a lot of buildings that were built over there that probably didn't meet regulation standards. The air conditioning unit can be throwing off some sort of strange vibrational wave. I'm not kidding. It's true. The motors, the engine, whatever is they're using, maybe it's not sealed properly, and it's creating this effect on people that are in the room. Maybe the room's air conditioning unit was throwing out mold. Maybe it was mold. Maybe there's mold. I guess they would have checked for mold spores. But there's a lot we're going to learn tonight, so here we go.
Information here. The other thing in the 60 Minutes report that was talked about was how most of the officials that have been affected tend to be top performing individuals in whatever job they were doing, whether it was in intelligence or
they were stressed.
State Department or whatever, and they had a history of some sort that involved Russia. And so that's why they're levying this allegation against the Russians. The Kremlin came out on Monday right after this report was released and vehemently denied it. So a new twist in this saga kind of rekindled old allegations about Russia potentially being a mastermind here, but we still don't really have any definitive, conclusive answers. And we should note that there are some scientists and some people that have looked into this that have been skeptical about whether or not the Havana Syndrome is all one thing, that perhaps it could be different individuals stationed in one place were exposed to something and in a group elsewhere was exposed to something, and that it's not an overlapping phenomenon. But the intelligence community is still investigating, and we'll keep you posted when we learn more.
Sweet. All right. Well, we understand what we just heard. There's no link so far, just a lot of speculation on the Havana Syndrome. See, the Havana Syndrome, what you just heard, are Americans, people in Congress, people in power, staying over here in the, the embassy. And they think they're being targeted by a direct energy weapon, maybe from Russia, maybe from Cuba. And it seems to be hitting only the people that have high status, that have worked with Russia or have done things that these people aren't happy about. The Cubans or the Russians, we don't know. It's just all spec. That's it so far. What's this? Hey, Alexander Dansby. You've been a member for 1 month. Yahoo! Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hey, we gave away 10 memberships yesterday. That's right. Hope you guys use them wisely. Thank you, Alexander. Appreciate that support. Strong name. All right, let's watch now the Havana Syndrome, how it might be linked to Russian military intelligence. So this is from Live Fox News. I think it's now Live Now Fox.
For talkers right now.
Whoa, that was weird.
Pulling up this on social media today, the Associated Press sharing this on X saying...
Oh, by the way, all I'm getting, these are just from this is from yesterday. The other one was from 2 days ago. So these are all just right now in the news.
Department spokesperson Matthew Miller said employees will not face discipline for questioning the intelligence community's assessment of Havana Syndrome. This comes as a special Russian intelligence unit could be behind a series of attacks that have left dozens of U.S. officials with mysterious illnesses. That illness, as we just described there, is known as Havana Syndrome. It's been known to cause extreme headaches, dizziness, nausea, and ear pain. Joining us now to talk more about it and the links to Russia is National Security expert Hal Kempfer. And Hal, we always appreciate your time here. Let's just first begin with what is Havana Syndrome? What do our viewers need to know?
Well, Lexi, what it is it's been several years now that we've had diplomatic personnel around the world CIA personnel, State Department, FBI, others, Department of Justice, often stationed at embassies or at diplomatic or involved with diplomatic events. But we've also seen a number of cases here in the United States where all of a sudden they are hit with what becomes this incredible, painful, piercing acoustic, basically attack, if you will, splitting headaches, loss of balance. Many times there's permanent damage to their inner ear canal, where they have balance problems, they have brain fog, all sorts of stuff. Some have been medically discharged or medically retired from the various services. And the question is, what is it? And there was a big investigation throughout the intelligence community looking at this. And they said they weren't sure if it was a foreign country or an actor or something like that. Well, this has been changed with the 60 Minutes report, which included Der Spiegel and a major Latvian investigative report that basically looked at it, and they've narrowed it down to this Russian military intelligence unit called, I think it's 29155. It's a numbered unit. And it's believed that they actually were the perpetrators of these attacks all around the world on U.S. personnel. And essentially, they've been using like a directed energy acoustic weapon, as near as we can figure out, to seriously debilitate U.S. employees, federal employees, working around the world in a variety of functions.
Okay, but for what purpose, though? If you're not going to permanently damage these people, they're just making their lives miserable while they're working. That's what's going on. And I'll ask you, and I know you probably won't do it, but how many people here, by putting a 1 in the chat, believe that American congressmen and officials are getting attacked? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that's really going on. Or is it just another Russia hoax, as some people think? You know, I've listened to both sides, and you will too. I'll be honest. It is strange that they get the sickness, but there's so much that we don't know. We heard in the first video we watched that these are people who, some of them, not all, already had pre-existing conditions, right? So maybe it's not coming from there. Maybe it's coming from where they work. Maybe it's the actual Pentagon itself. Maybe it's the White House. Maybe it's certain places in certain areas at certain times. Maybe there's listening devices or other things. Even though they had people scan the building, you know, they went in there with scanners to see if there was anything giving off the signal that could hurt them. Yeah, they scanned the rooms looking for all that stuff. True. Nothing. When you hear why it might be a hoax, you might believe that over this, because there's just no evidence. All we have is people getting sick, and not everybody's getting sick. Coincidentally, it's high officials getting sick. Well, they probably stay in the best rooms, right, in that place. I don't know if they're all the same. I'm sure they have a presidential suite and a Speaker of the House suite. I don't know. All right.
To include working all the way up to right next to cabinet level ranks. And of course, the news today is that it may have actually slowed up Vice President Harris traveling to Vietnam, because there was a couple of reports of that happening in Vietnam to our personnel in Saigon.
Yeah, Hal, you're bringing up a lot of really great points, and to hear about this, it's really alarming on so many levels. You mentioned the symptoms and the ways that people are affected, but I guess what is the most concerning part of all of this?
Well, the concerning part is if it was, an arm of the Russian government, especially the military intelligence organization, the GRU. By the way, I should mention the GRU is also the same intelligence organization that has been linked to things like using basically various poisons for assassination techniques, doing assassinations outright, as far as things like that goes, to include radioactive substances they've used in assassinations and assassination attempts. So they have a rather scurrilous record, if you will, in terms of.
Wow. Okay, this guy's gonna. Hey, Can I be back here? Thank you. This guy's on for a minute. Okay, so they're making a lot of speculations that they want to take higher ranking officials out. We keep hearing this over and over and over, so I'm going to skip a little bit and see if there's anything else.
State Department just said that they will not punish anybody for questioning the previous intelligence community report that wasn't quite determinate on what it was. Although I would point out that some of the agencies had low confidence in the findings of that report that did not point to a foreign state actor being responsible for this.
No evidence.
Yeah, and that 60-minute report, Hal, that has a lot of people talking when it comes to this topic here, and it seems to contradict the report by the U.S. government about Havana Syndrome. What do you think the reason for that is?
Well, I think what it was is that there was a lot of frustration that was expressed in there to include the Pentagon's lead on that investigative that investigation by the intelligence community looking at this. And the problem was, they said, unless, basically what they did was they kind of went with an evidentiary thing, which is you had to prove it almost beyond a reasonable doubt, which is something unusual in the intelligence community.
Right, and they can't do it. Okay, let's jump ahead. And I think this shows the symptoms and everything a little more deeper.
As a chef. And yet here it was, he was this technical expert in doing things like this. So they did a very exhaustive investigative report and put this out there. And frankly, at this point, now the White House and the U.S. government is going to have to respond to what's out there in this open source, if you will, intelligence report and all the evidence that was brought forth within that, which was truly an international effort across the U.S., going through Europe, working with various journalistic organizations.
Yeah, and you talked about a lot of really good points so far, Hal, but the beams of microwaves or the acoustic sounds, is that really new to the intelligence community, or have certain officials known about some of these capabilities for years?
Well, it's been around for quite some time. Actually, the U.S. has been working in what we call non-lethal, and I think that's probably or less than lethal technology. One of the things that we had looked at and worked with for a long time is a less than lethal acoustic device, if you will, that can be used for crowd control. So if you have an unruly crowd and they're coming at you.
We get it now. Well, we'll break your eardrums open. What's that you say? Ha! Sorry. You're deaf for the rest of your life because you were a little loud in the crowd over there. All right, now, I want to say, hi, Blue Chicken. WTF? Where the hell have you been? Happy New Year. Hope you had a great Easter. Hope you had a good Christmas. Hope Thanksgiving and Halloween were great. We go in reverse order. Good to see you. Welcome home. Welcome home. All right. Now, new evidence shows Russia behind. I'm going to show this video. It's only a minute, I think. Yep. And then we're going to debunk it and see if the debunk meets the bunk. Blue Chicken in the house, everybody. Give your hellos and well wishes. Here we go.
Explosive new report found new evidence that hundreds of U.S. government employees complaining of sudden neurological symptoms known as Havana Syndrome may have been attacked by Russia with a weapon using directed energy. This car chase near Key West 4 years ago provided some key evidence. Handwritten notes of bank accounts, a device that can erase the car's computer data, and the driver's Russian passport. Receipts link the suspected attackers to a Russian military intelligence hit squad, GRU Unit 29155.
Certain Russians were in the exact vicinity of attacks in particular countries.
One of the things I started to notice was the caliber of our officer that was being impacted. There was some angle where they had worked against Russia, focused on Russia, and done extremely well.
Oh, hold on. I didn't know there was 10 seconds left. The report says, here, go ahead, I'll rewind it.
The report says they found explicit outlines that detail weapons system and a weapons program behind Havana Syndrome.
Drop I'm not so sure about that as soon as you see the debunk. That looked like it was all set up, by the way. That looked really made up. Yeah, I'll show you why. I know they wear body cams and everything, but if this is what they do, if everybody's... Oh, did I get the wrong video?
The report says...
Yeah. Where's the video I just played? Oh, that was it. To me, it looked like it was staged. This is what they do. They make it look real. Look at this part here. Oh, we just so happen to have everything we need. We've got this thing here that can wipe your car's computer clean.
Computer data and the driver's Russian passport.
Yeah, show that passport right to the camera there. Yeah, there it is. We can see it a little bit right here. Come on. There it is. All right. Now, wait, go back a little. Let's see. Flash that. There it is. Yeah, we missed it again, but just go back a little. There it is. Hey, did you see that camera? We got him. We got him. That couldn't be any more planned perfect. Here we go. It's on camera. Haha, Russia. We did it. Havana. We the best. Are they? Was it? Is it? See, why do I always lean towards the debunk of things? Because you have to go by the most realistic thing we could say. And this is why I wanted to talk about this as well. Critical thinking. What does critical thinking tell you? If you look at the evidence, critical thinking will tell you that certain people, not everybody, is getting sick for some reason. When they come to that location, they just all of a sudden start feeling or hearing and vibrating and get sick. And that sounds like a direct energy weapon because it would mess with your ear sac, your thing that keeps you from falling over. You know, when you were a kid or yesterday, you would spin around in a circle, stop, and then it felt like you were still moving. That's your fallopian sac or something. Yeah, it's like a leveler in your ears. You know, it keeps you, it's like a gyroscope. It is. It's a gyroscope for your body. And if that thing gets and it starts vibrating like a tuning fork pitch, and it starts, it's going to make a so be careful out there. All right. So this is a channel that, if it was ufology, this channel wouldn't believe anything. And that's the type of, we're going from people who wanted you to believe, and now we're going to people who don't want you to believe. It's really weird. Just weird. This is Breaking Points, over 1.2 million subscribers, debunking the 60 Minutes insane Havana Syndrome Conspiracy in 3, 2.
Syndrome. This is it's the syndrome which simply just won't die. For those
the fake syndrome,
it has
won't
killed
die.
more people in frustration at its coverage than it actually has allegedly killed. And Havana Syndrome, just to return for those who have not heard of it, it has been now alleged for some 5-6 odd years from the Cuban embassy in Havana, where it gets its name, where allegedly U.S. workers, embassy workers, were being targeted with some new directed energy weapon and experiencing a bizarre array of symptoms. This was then accepted as fact, published by the media, ascribed then, even though it occurred supposedly in Havana, to the Russian government, and became a full-on Russiagate craze throughout the 2000s, to the extent that the United States Congress passed money to help them with their health bills, where the U.S. intelligence community at first was treating it as real. The media has an entire panic about whether U.S. diplomats are being attacked with this newfangled weapon. It was eventually killed and said that it was totally fake, and by the U.S. intelligence community itself. And yet, 60 Minutes has decided to resurrect Havana Syndrome and say, no, even though the people who have every incentive to lie and say that it is real, even though they even say that it's not real, they are actually orchestrating a cover-up. Here's what they had to say.
If it is Russia, investigative reporter Christo Grozev believes he knows who's involved. In 2018, Grozev was the first to discover the existence of a top-secret Russian intelligence unit, which goes by a number, 29155.
These are people who are trained to be versatile assassins and sabotage operators. They're trained in counter surveillance, they're trained in explosives, they're trained in using poison and technology equipment to actually inflict pain or damage to the targets.
And Grozev says he found one that may link 29155 to a directed energy weapon.
And when I saw it, I literally had tears in my eyes because it was spelling out what they had been doing.
It's a piece of accounting. An officer of 29155 received a bonus for work on, quote, potential capabilities of non-lethal acoustic weapons.
So he supposedly, this literally reads like a Tom Clancy novel, Crystal. Unit 29155 of the GRU. By the way, who is this man? He's a Bulgarian journalist who previously worked for Bellingcat, which has been funded by the CIA, and head of the investigations at, quote, The Insider, which is an online newspaper supposedly founded by a Russian journalist and obviously hostile to the Russian government. Now, I don't know very much about this man. What I do know is that if you just look, it's very basic in terms of the Maidan, the Bellingcat connections and all that, with all the incentive in the world to play up some grand conspiracy. And all of this just taking at the word of, frankly, a bunch of diplomats and other people who could be suffering from any kinds of health maladies for whatever reason, hypochondriacs and others, who are just being totally believed with, frankly, no skepticism by the media here. And
isn't that weird? Hey, isn't it? Thank you. Why would they do that? Why? What's the big deal? Do we really need to do this? Just without any evidence. See, do you remember a week ago I did a show called Fake News? Well, be that as it may, there's no proof this is going on. It's all speculatory. And what she's going to say in the next several minutes is actually really good stuff. For me, I don't know. What I don't know. No, wait, hold on. I didn't hear anybody say that it was a hoax yet from everything we just watched. And this guy's saying that they're saying it's a hoax. They admitted it was a hoax, but yet 60 Minutes wants to keep it alive for some reason. It's like, really, I don't know what to believe. He just said hypochondriacs, people with pre-existing conditions. Yeah, but if you go somewhere, and as soon as you get in the room, you start feeling weird, a vibration. And people aren't stupid. People are patterns. People are patterns. Yeah, well, people live by patterns usually, or schedules, or we're pretty consistent in what our routine is what I was trying to say. But we know when our body's not feeling right. We can feel it. I don't know, man. I want to believe that, yeah, because I believe that these people would do it to high-ranking officials in the U.S. They hate the U.S.
And in parroting a crazy accusation, which is that somebody is firing a secret microwave energy weapon through the walls at your head for what purpose? To immobilize you. I just keep coming back to why? For what reason? What purpose would this entire thing exist?
Yeah, so this was really sold as, blockbuster story. It was a partnership between 60 Minutes, German newspaper Der Spiegel, and Insider, which, as Sagar was just saying, is this outlet of Russian dissidents. So clearly, they have a perspective. That's fine. But you have to take that perspective into account when you're considering the quote unquote reporting here. And they even have to admit in the piece that the quote unquote evidence that they're able to produce is circumstantial. So the big smoking gun is
It's just what?
the piece that we just showed you, this translated, memo of accounting referring to some ambiguous directed energy acoustic weapon, right? That has no specifics.
Right. It doesn't say what it's used for, what it's going to be used for and what it's been used for. It's just part of a record of this weapon existing. So yeah, big deal. Yeah, it's really interesting that there's nothing going on. The media, again, is playing it up like they did with the Russia hoax. And, well, you've been here for for the last some odd years. The media lies. And that's that. There's still more to go. I think the rest of what she says gets even a little more interesting. Hey, why would they? That's these guys' question. Why would they do it to us? It's all circumstantial. Yes, so is ufology. But we know there's UFOs because people see it. Well, people get sick out of nowhere. No, not everybody. Yeah, everybody got sick. Some of them had pre-existing conditions. It doesn't matter. They got worse when they got there. I could say the same thing. When I was in Arizona, I threw up maybe once. But when I came to Florida, everything sped up. Do you guys hear that? It stopped. It sounded like a parade or a radio. And it sounded like it was... Did anybody else hear that? It's not happening anymore. It was going for about a minute. And then it just stopped. So I'm going to go back to 42 minutes and see if I could hear that later. That is weird. I have everything with me and there was nothing on my end. It sounded like it was in front of me, but also in the headset. It sounded like it was all around. I have no idea where it was coming from, but it was loud enough that I'm talking about it. Seeing if anybody else heard it. All right. Here we go. Let's listen to the rest of what she has to say. And like I was just saying, circumstantial evidence isn't good enough. But if people are getting sick over and over again, and they go there and they get sick, and they scan the room, couldn't find anything, the only thing that makes sense are the breadcrumbs that were left behind. Now, were they planted breadcrumbs? Wow, we don't know. How do we know? We don't know. We don't know anything. All we know is that people are getting sick. There was some evidence. The guy who got pulled over. This document showing 291 that a direct energy weapon exists, but there was no specifics on what it was used for, who it was used for, when it was used for, how it was used for, nothing. It's just it's a weapon. All right, let's figure the rest out with Lady B here.
We have no tie-in to what's happening here. We don't even know if this is a real thing, right? So it's very
circumstantial.
Speculative. Okay.
Yeah.
There's another piece. There was an incident that unfolded in the country of Georgia, and they have some potential indications that maybe this one guy who may be affiliated with this unit could have been in the area when one of these attacks happened. And then they also have one of these attacks, I'll use the quotes, happen. And then they also have some sort of a brief intercepted communication in Russian where someone says, is the green light supposed to be flashing and should it stay on all night? Now, again, this is very speculative, okay?
But it's suspicious enough, right? I think they know. These people know there's some tomfoolery going on, but just because there's no evidence really tying it in, smoking gun evidence, right? There's no smoking gun evidence for UFOs, right? I mean, there probably is, but nothing verifiable yet. But we know UFOs exist. Get it? Same thing. I think it's really happening. I'm leaning more that this Havana Syndrome is not some hypochondriacs. You know, we're talking about people who are supposed to be smart, you know, and all that crap. So, I don't know. Or the whole thing's bull, but when you have a lot of speculative evidence, it seems like something's going on. So I'm leaning 51-49. Yeah, I think Russia, Cuba probably grand poobah'd them.
To connect these pieces and say, aha, that must be what's happening. The evidence is just not there to justify that conclusion. I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible here, okay?
Okay, the green light thing.
That could be anything.
That's something for those of you who are Whoop gang, that's what I say when I plug in my Whoop charger, because it's green and it shines in the middle of the night.
I'm going to guess there's like a fair number of Russian speakers in the country of Georgia and Tbilisi at any given moment.
Yeah.
So, the idea you intercepted this call, they paint it as, again, like this kind of smoking gun when it really, really isn't. But to me, perhaps the most revealing part of the 60 minutes, segment on this, expose on this, came at the very end, where one of the primary people that they're relying on for this analysis, they mention in passing that now he's left the Pentagon and he wants to get government contracts to deal with Havana Syndrome sufferers.
Oh my God.
So he has a direct monetary incentive to, spin this story.
Yeah, well, maybe they're really sick. Oh my God. Who are these people? They have no empathy, sympathy, or any type of thee towards these people. What if there really is a problem going on? There's enough circumstantial evidence. I'm looking like, whoa, yeah, there's something going on. Oh, this guy was in the vicinity with a direct energy weapon thing that says this and a passport. Yeah, wow. I mean, I don't think I don't think they're going to be sitting across the way, like, with their little direct energy weapon and pointing it at there for hours. I think it's probably more the U.S. doing it to themselves, testing out the weapons. I wouldn't put it past them. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. It's genius. Blame it on Russia or Cuba, right? But these people are going to get their medical care from Americans, doctors, and they're going to know what their records are, and they're going to see the impact of the direct energy weapon, what it had on people, even if it's their own. It's genius to test a weapon like that on people and blame it on somebody else so you can get your tests. Legitimate tests. Hey, it went through the roof of this building, 3 stories, and we still got Senator Jacobs, whatever. Did we get his doctor report? Oh yeah, his eardrums popped. Excellent. It is working just as we planned. Do it to Senator McCasey and let me know what their doctor report says. Out. A month goes by, the senator, she goes there, all of a sudden, chew. The doctor, he says that your eardrum, it popped. But it looks like you're pregnant. Say what? Nah. I don't know, guys. I don't know. All I know is this. All I got is my balls and my word. And I don't break them for nobody. That was horrible. Horrible. Teeth almost flew out of my face. Well, it doesn't end there. No. New evidence. See, this is what the problem is. They're saying this new evidence links the GRU's assassination unit 29155 to the mysterious attacks on officials and their families, not just the officials, their families too. So I think something's going on. I think we're doing it to ourselves. I think they get the records, the reports from the doctor on the... I know what you're thinking. Why do all that when they can just get test subjects, prisoners maybe, do it that way? Nope, they don't get the same doctor care. Right. A senator is going to go to the best doctors. And they're probably paid, go see Dr. Phillips. He knows what to do. As soon as Dr. Phillips sees you with your Havana Syndrome, he sends all the results to who is ever running the project. We need to turn up the amps on this. We need the eardrums to melt, not pop. I want them to melt. And who had the heart attack? Everybody over 50 had a heart attack. No more. Turn that shit down on people over 50. We just want their ears to melt. We don't need them to have heart attacks. And I don't want heads popping. If one head pops, everybody's fired. You got it? Good. What did I say? No head popping. Got it. All right. First person to pop 2 eardrums gets $100. Go. Hey, Johnson, you got great aim there, kid. Who is that? Oh, that's Trump. Which Trump? It's Barron. Don't worry, it's not Donald. Good. Get them while they're young. It's harder to pop those young eardrops, Johnson. Don't worry, sir. I've got good aim. Well, that Barron Trump, I'm telling you, you better watch out. That kid's got a magic eardrum. Huh? You'll see. In part 2, we'll talk about Barron's struggle with his hearing. For some reason, I can't hear out of both ears, but I still have the best hearing, not as good as my father's. That's how Barron Trump talks. Doesn't he? I thought so. All right. Giddy on up. So that's it. There's your Havana Syndrome. Make up your own minds, my friends. Hey, who's this guy? Jeff Garvey throwing down, what? Hey, I saw you. You said something like that yesterday. Jeff Garvey throwing down a $5 super chat. Let's see what it says, folks. Does Zeke Fugel have anything to do with this? Alien Girl mentioned some. Oh, I didn't see the Alien Girl show. I slept through it. There's the noise. Shh. It's weird. I don't know where it's coming from. Do you guys hear that? It sounds like a acoustic guitar. It's not now. It's not happening. I mean, I'm hearing something, but it sounds like crumpling plastic. I don't know what's going on. That is weird. I don't know if it's outside because I'm right by the window and it's possible people are doing shit. And because this is on, the fan is on, and it's windy. I don't know. But anyway, Jeff, Zeke Fjogel, he might have had something to do with this. Let me take a look and I'll get back to you on that, my friend. Because Zeke Fjogel does everything in the dark. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Jeff Garvey, what do you say there? Boop. All right. So what do you want to do? Just kidding. All right. Let's get this show on the road. I was just thinking while I was listening to what was going on outside. I don't know. But I think it's time for that time of day. Where is it? Here we go. Oh, no. You know, Third Phase of Moon was supposed to put a video out, the best of March, but they only put 2 videos out in March. They were in Spain all month. Yeah, they'll start putting more videos out. The last thing they did, guys, was 3 weeks ago. I don't have anything new. But actually, what I would like to do is show you the rest of the Greer interview and their comic book. I meant to do this a while ago. This is where I left it. Because I thought what Greer was saying was kind of good in a way, kind of interesting to me. For me to say that about the Greer, it's like, But I got to do something real quick. You see my name right there? Why does it say GUFON? I think that was when I was on someone else's show and I never changed it. Let me see if I can change it. I'll turn it off for now. I don't like it, but I can't change it while I'm doing the show. It won't let me. Right? Yeah, it won't let me. Not while I'm live. I can't. I should be able to change it, right? Feel free to hide it. But how do I put my name in there? Huh. That is weird. I should be able to type my name right here, but it won't let me. Yeah, and I never put these up anymore, top right, because I got the one down here for the show. That would kind of be sad to have all these running. Hey, it's GUFON, no shit. It's GUFON, I know. We could do that, but that's seeing UFOs. All right, let's get back to work. So, what was I? Oh, the rest of the video. Yeah. Let's do that. The rest of Third Phase video with Dr. Greer. This is actually good. It is. It's really good. I love this interview. But everybody, has their own idea of what Greer should be doing.
Book guy, but I understand it's a big deal for people who are, and that's different strokes for different folks. But yeah, I think it's a great way to reach a certain demographic that want to know and are open-minded, because I think younger people are almost always much more open-minded than older people. Their minds are more flexible, they're more willing to learn new things. So I think it's great to introduce the facts of this through anything we can. And so that's...
I don't like what Greer just said there. No, seriously. He said old people don't like to learn new things. Freaking false. That is absolutely horrible. People who read the newspaper, watch the news, whatever, however you get your information, those people are usually more in tune with what's going on in the world, and they're learning. Like, what Greer should have said was, most old people are stuck in their ways and refuse to change with the times. That's what he should have said. Because old people are always learning. The people who continue to learn, it's just they don't accept some of the things that they're seeing. Like, I'm 56. I'm considered an old man. I'm a senior. Believe it or not. I still feel like I'm 30. But, yeah, even with all the sickness, I still feel like me, like I did when I was 20. But I'm always learning. I'm always watching the news. I'm always listening and trying to, have critical thinking in my life. And I try to do both sides of the story, right? That's learning. It's just, okay. So let's say Greer uses his logic, and he might think that all the new language, they, them, all the new pronouns, we should all start learning to speak that way. No, that's not real English. One person cannot be a they. Sorry. All right. I know new words appear every day. We don't speak the same way we did 400, 500 years ago. We change with the times. Old people do too. I don't like that comment now that I'm old. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's actually quite fun. Brent, my brother, he's the artist, and Apollo Asteria and myself, we kind of like fill in the bubbles and create the story. And we take a lot of the storytelling from the people that we watch in the world, such as yourself. So it's a neat story of, the whole big picture, and it's kind of a battle for disclosure. We've got a trailer for you to take a look at right now. Let's just roll that trailer, guys. Take a look at this, Battle for Disclosure.
Here in Washington, it's 3 p.m. We're following a developing story. Could the military patrol?
Well, you don't just have 2, 3, 10 trillion dollars vanish.
We've given so far $171 billion.
Most of the work being done on this are private corporations. Call this a hybrid entity that's neither strictly government nor strictly private. If these are extraterrestrials or real and they're getting here from another star system, they're not using 20th century or early 21st century technology. People at the CIA call it WSFM, weird science and frickin' magic.
All right, you just watched the trailer for the first issue, Battle for Disclosure. It's available right now on Amazon, Kindle. You could get the hard copy or the digital copy, but it's quite interesting. We actually just finished just days ago. It's available right now as well.
Yeah.
The second issue, Battle for Disclosure, Air Force Down. And again, it's available right now. It's exciting because you can kind of like go into a direction that's not quite, grounded in reality, but take it to a whole new level and almost make it like a big budget movie. We're kind of trying to make it look like it's bigger than life, and it's a lot of fun.
It looks good.
Taking the inspiration of things that you say, you could almost
looks
feel,
great.
The characters come off the pages when we watch these documentaries that you're in as well. It's a really fun project, but again,
well, actually, I always tell people you wouldn't have to put anything fictional in if you understand the whole story of the
right.
Because the facts of this are more interesting than any fictional narrative.
That's what I say all the time. Right? You don't need to lie in ufology. I know my allergies are starting to kill me. You don't need to lie. The real story is fascinating enough. All right. So that we'll get back to that another day. I always like watching third phase documentaries and whatnots, interviews. I want to get to another video here. Let me see what I did with it. let's get rid of this. Don't need that. Oh, here it is. So Christopher Bledsoe, you know how I give this guy the razz every time he captures something? Well, he's got a video here that's kind of interesting. I have to admit. Look, I thought I was recording UFOs for 11 months when I was capturing iridium flare satellites every day. One guy debunked me. He goes, look, I don't mean to step on your toes, but I think you're doing a disservice and I need to show you something. You're recording da-da-da-da-da. And he showed me. I took it all down. I left 2 video clips up. Those are the ones I show you guys. Just as an example of what an iridium flare satellite is. But during that 11 months, I captured 4 triangular configurations, 3 lights in a triangle moving across the sky, making a turn, going against a dust storm, 40-mile-an-hour winds, stuff like that. And also some other strange anomalies in the sky. You watch the sky enough, you're going to catch something that doesn't make sense. It's the same. It's just like throwing enough crap on the wall. Something's bound to stick. That's what we have here. Christopher Bledsoe may have actually captured something like a UFO. Hey, I give credit when credit is due. I'm not a dick like that. I'm a dick when they show us satellites and tell us it's a UFO. That's what I don't like. But here we are. You be the judges.
Check that out. There's 2 orbs right there. One's fading out, and one's flying over.
Right here.
This is Easter Sunday. You see the other one? There were 3 there. In the shape of a triangle.
No.
See that one fading
Oh, wow.
out? Maybe this one.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That one's moving down here. Oh, shoot. Wait a second. Oh, okay. Oh, now that I'm on the screen, check this out. So it's this thing he's recording. I think it's these 3. He doesn't say. Watch. It is. He's got a triangle. Holy shit. Look at here, here, and here. Go.
You see the other one? There were 3 there. In the shape of a triangle.
Wow. That's what I captured.
Maybe this one will brighten.
All right, if I do fast motion, you can see it better. See the 3? I'll point it out one more time. Here, here, and here. These 3 move. That is brilliant. And I'll tell you why. This object is brighter than these. That's bizarre. I've never seen that. And I've got 5 of these by myself. I've never seen one brighter than the other. Usually they're all the same. Now, could they be satellites? Yeah. But why is this one brighter? Well, maybe it's the angle of the solar panels reflecting the Earth, or it's part of something else. It's just, maybe it's the power source for whatever we're not seeing. It could be part of something that we can't see. These 3 objects could be lights of something we can't see. It could be in this whole area. But maybe these 3 lights are its power source, right? Maybe those light up while the rest of the craft is invisible. I'm not kidding. I mean, it's a possibility. Pretty cool. It's a good sighting. He should be proud of that one. Sad thing is he didn't stay with it. Why does he move? Why doesn't he follow it? Right? And then now watch. He just lets it go off screen. Oh, there it goes. Bye-bye. And then he can't find it. This guy sucks. But he got this. Good job. So, could it be satellites? Yeah, I doubt it. I mean, I don't know. But there are UFOs out there. Yeah. Good job. Finally. Like I said, you throw enough crap against the wall, something's about to stick. Hey, I'm going to show you guys every day this week because next Monday is the solar eclipse. So, depending on where you live, I have a video here that'll show you what you'll see. Into Thin Air posted it, but this has been making its rounds. Check it out. If you live in Alaska, that's what you see. Exactly. Maureen Renee, exactly. Yep, exactly. Oh, that's right. I heard that's right, Sputnik 50s. They canceled the solar eclipse, by the way, in case you're wondering. Yeah, it's not happening. Well, they had a state of emergency, see, over by Canada's Niagara Falls. They're expecting up to 1 million people to go, so they had a state of emergency. No shit, not lying. And they're canceling the solar eclipse because of it. Sucks. I was looking forward to it. I'm joking. April 2nd, fools. Thank you, Sputnik. They canceled it. Oh, yeah, it's an overreaction. It's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah. It's going to be at night now. It's a lunar eclipse. But they're going to reverse it. Boop. All right. Let's if they decide to go through with it. Funny. Wow. Yeah, you're lucky, David. It's a long video. All right. Jesus, that was like 2 hours and 50 minutes long. I have 2 minutes and 50 seconds long. I mean. So, religious fanatics are going ape crepe over this solar eclipse. So I want to take a look at what's being said from from the religious point of view. Check it out. From Luke 21 prophecy, strange signs in the sky. For those of you who have read Luke like I have many times, it shows the devastation that occurs from a solar eclipse. Not only that, it's the rebirth. It is the 3 days of suffering that happens after to a rebirth of a new world. I don't know. I just made that up. Check it out.
Some of the signs that we are indeed living in a time when Bible prophecy is coming to life.
Oh, was I right?
When Jesus warned us about the coming of the Son of Man, he told us in Luke chapter 21, verse 25, there will be signs in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars. And on the earth, distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. With this in mind, I want you to look at this article posted by the Washington Post.
Moonhawk.
It reads, there's a total solar eclipse coming soon. A rare celestial event is mere months away. On April 8th, afternoon will morph into night for about 4 minutes from northern Mexico to New England. The air will suddenly become colder by around 10 degrees Fahrenheit.
Uh-oh.
Birds and insects will fall silent in the darkness.
Yeah, don't you think? Hey, what the? Oh my God. Hey, Junior, bring your wings over here. Get inside. The sun's going. I don't know. You better get home. Look, everybody else is going into their foxholes. You know, get in. Oh God, I thought you were gonna. I don't know what's going on, but the sun is going away. It's nighttime, I think. Hold on. Shh. Shh. No tweeting. Yes, it's nighttime. And they're confused. Plants will ramp down their food production. Yeah, just for 15 minutes. Nocturnal animals like owls and bats will begin to stir. Duh. Because they think it's nighttime. Their biological clock. Dink, dink, dink. Stop ticking for a few minutes. I love these things, man. These are signs of a total solar eclipse.
Confused plants will ramp down their food production.
By the way, I don't know any plant that has ever said it was confused. I just want to throw that out there. That's that.
Nocturnal animals, like owls and bats, will begin to stir. These are the signs of a total solar eclipse.
When the moon temporarily I know they have to tell us what's going on, but this year's total eclipse is special because we may not see another one in the United States for 2 more decades. By that time, we may have humans on the moon. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So you mean to tell me it's special because there's not going to be another one for 21 years? Hey, it's special. Yeah, it wouldn't be special if it happened every year, though. No, it would just be boring. But it's special. Why? It doesn't happen for a while. I know, but why is that special? I mean, 21 years is like a second in Earth time. You know what I mean? What's so special about it? People start dying? No, nothing like that. The lights go out? No, they actually turn on. Well, hold on. And then what happens? The bees stop pollinating? No. The birds get confused, go to sleep, never wake up? No, nothing like that. Everything's pretty much normal. It's only in a portion of the but where the X is happening, the X. Well, yeah, see, a few years ago, there was an eclipse that crossed right here. And now this one's going to cross over here, and it's going to intersect there. And there marks the spot. The spot of what? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. But it's an X, and it's scary. So, what are we doing about it? State of emergency. What? Where? Canada. Right over at the Niagara Falls. Why? 1 million people expected to show up to watch the darn thing. You mean the boring solar eclipse? Well, I think it's exciting, but yeah, if you want to say it's boring. Well, what happens during the eclipse? It gets dark, right? Yeah. And why is that special? Because it's the middle of the day. So it gets dark everywhere? Oh, no, just where the moon crosses in front of the sun, and that makes a shadow on the earth. So why is that special? Because it's weird. That's why. It looks cool, too. So 1 million people are going to go there, and they're going to stare at the sun, which we were told not to do when we were young. Don't ever look at the sun during an eclipse. It'll burn your retina. What was the first thing you did? I looked. It hurt. So 1 million people are going to go blind? No, it's a religious thing. Why? Oh, they feel it's like, because it's so infrequent that spiritual things happen, UFOs come out of hiding, spiritual demons come out to play, and angels are curious, and, stuff happens. And it gets recorded, right? There's a history of this? Oh, no. Well, in 1995, there was a UFO captured in Mexico, but no. Any other stuff? Any strange animals or things that you were mentioning happening during this eclipse? Oh, no. No Bigfoot sightings, people magically disappearing and then reappearing somewhere else? No, none of that, no. So it's pretty boring. It's not boring. It's a historical, biblical event. Why is it biblical? Is there going to be a flood? No. Is there going to be a tsunami? That's a flood. No. Earthquake? No. Volcano? No. Hurricane? No. Cyclone? No, Rich, come on. It's biblical because it's rare. And that's the way it is. I don't know. So you don't know. You're just going along with the story. No, well, yeah. No, I'm curious. How many of these have you been through? Every one. So you've been to every solar eclipse? Yeah. Did you get a sunburn? That's what, you get a sunburn? No. What happened? I told people about it. How'd that make you feel? Special? So you're going there to feel special? No. Well, no. It's just people ask me about it. It's a special event. See, I think it's boring. Boring? How could you say that? Well, it gets dark a little bit, right? Yeah, as street lights turn on. Okay, all right, calm down. All right. And then it gets bright again. Right. Yeah. So it's basically like turning a light off and then 20 minutes later turning it back on again. No. Oh, no, wait, hold on. So it's like having a light switch with a dimmer switch on it. And then I turn it up when it's not like that, Rich. You're ruining this for me. I just want to know what's so special. Why I would want to see this with my own eyes. What movie? I would like to see you with my own eyes. Empire Strikes Back. You know what I'm interested in finding out? What the Mandela effect is going to be. Oh, before the eclipse? Oh, I got a story about that. No, I don't want to hear any Mandela effects about you. Come on, it's really good. Nope. Let's listen. Now, we read the rest of that already. This is going to be the most populated eclipse in the United States with 31.5 million people. Able to walk just outside their homes and experience this event. Kelly Correct, NASA program manager for the 2024 total eclipse of the heart. A total eclipse, then you fought. Huh? Hot? Fart?
Science, who will say this is a great event, a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle. And then, the other perspective
here comes.
will be from those who study biblical prophecy.
Yeah!
Those who are reading the Bible
Jesus.
and watching for the signs. And this group of people will look at this event and think, could this be a sign? Could this be a warning from God?
How about it happens all the time? All the time.
One publication, named Harbinger's Daily, wrote a piece that offers a biblical perspective into this event.
What a shame.
And in an article titled 2024 X Solar Eclipse, Coincidence or Final Warning, they say, the pattern of two solar eclipses forming an X over the US also happened in the early 1800s. The first solar eclipse occurred on June 16, 1806, with the second completing an X on September 17, 1811. The following quote comes from the New Madrid, Missouri website. The New Madrid earthquakes were the biggest earthquakes in American history. They occurred in the central Mississippi Valley, but they were felt as far away as New York City, Boston, Montreal, and Washington, D.C. President James Madison and his wife Dolly felt them in the White House.
Yeah, December 16th through 1811 through 1812, there were over 2,000 earthquakes in the central Midwest and between 6,000 to 10,000 earthquakes in the Booth Heel of Missouri, where the New Madrid is located near the junction of the Ohio and Mississippi rivers. That's great. Look, I'm not saying there can't be some special event that might happen, because you know why? When the moon cuts in front of the sun, I would imagine it would have some sort of electrostatic magnetic type of effect, right? But it's not going to affect the whole planet. If the whole planet was blacked out by the moon, that would be so freaking cool, wouldn't it? But it's only it's a little piece, like this much. That's it. It's not that much. It's not that big of a deal. Ooh. You know, the last time there was an X formed in the United States, you know, a month later, there were all these earthquakes. A month later. Why didn't it happen then when the X is made? Oh, good question. It's because it takes time for biological shift change in dynamic between moon, sun, and earth. Who are you? Dr. Chang. Ching Chang? I don't like that nickname. Please, don't use it again. In the known history of the world, no other earthquakes have lasted so long or produced so much evidence of damage as the New Madrid earthquakes. 3 of the earthquakes are on the list of America's top earthquakes. The first one on December 16th, 1811, a magnitude of 8.1 on the Mike Richter scale. He was a goalie for the Rangers that won the Stanley Cup. The second on January 23rd, 1812, 7.8. And third, February 7th, 1812, wow, an 8.8. Jesus. The Mississippi River ran backwards for a minute.
Damage as the New Madrid earthquake.
Right? Ran backwards several hours. The land upheaval was 15 miles south. New Madrid created Real Foot Lake, drowned the inhabitants of the Indian village. Oh my God. And went against itself to flow backwards, devastating thousands of acres of virgin forest and created 2 temporary waterways in Mississippi. Boatmen on flatboats actually survived this experience and lived to tell that tale. Wow. Could the upcoming completion of an X across the U.S. midsection by April 8th, eclipse point, would another catastrophe in the months afterward happen? Is this just an uncanny coincidence or something more ominous? Final warning. Well, I believe this year's solar eclipse, which will complete an X over the U.S., signifies the nearness of the alien God's judgment, even if it's not his last warning. I say this for a couple of reasons. First, we live during a time of unprecedented moral decay in the U.S. that has corrupted the majority of politicians in our government. That is true. Despite the reversal of Roe versus Wade, what? Why are we bringing that up? That's really weird. Oh, they don't talk about that anymore.
As children of God,
What do we do?
What
do we make of all this? How do we process all of this?
Well, once again, the Bible says in Luke chapter 21, verse 25 to 27, and there will be strange signs in the sun, moon, and
the
stars. And here on earth, the nations will be in turmoil, perplexed by the roaring seas and strange tides. People will be terrified at what they see coming upon the earth, for the powers in the heavens will be shaken.
Wrong answer, McFly. How do you interpret that? Well, people will be terrified at what they see coming upon the earth. The shadow. For the powers in the heavens will be shaken. Oh, it's shaking up our reality. It's gotten dark out. Somebody light a candle. That's it. That's what they were scared of. Nothing else. But if you read Luke this way, and there will be strange signs in the sun, moon, and stars, dang it. And here on earth, the nations will be in turmoil, perplexed by the roaring seas and strange tides. The people will be terrified. As Ziegfugel raises his hand to see coming upon the earth the shadows. For the powers in the heavens will be shaken by Ziegfugel. Ziegfugel! Ziegfugel. Sieg Heil. Fugel. Heil. Fugel. Heil. Flugel. Flagel. Siegflagel. She's fasten den Button. Guten Tag. Oh no, that's German. How dare you? Anyway, let's move along, shall we? Not terrified, but we're prepared for this unbelievable shakedown between sun, moon, and earth. We need to watch out for... Are you ready for this? Hold on. We should be aware of the amount and false prophets that have found their way onto various platforms around the world, like TikTok, Netflix, all those places. Rise of demon doctrine.
Demonic doctrines. A gospel.
A gospel that tickles the ears of people. A direct energy weapon? Perhaps. Could it be the story of the devil himself vibrating the ears of the innocent? Could it be the ears of the innocents listening to the devil's chant as it tries to get away, but it can't, as it feels as though its feet are in mud encased in cement? For thou is a human number. Its number is 666. We are all too familiar with apostasy,
which is the great falling away. Then there is the love of many growing cold. Then there are earthquakes, pestilences, and, of course, supernatural signs in the sun, moon, and stars. When you put all of these pieces of the puzzle together,
you get a big asshole. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Huh? Hey, who's this guy? Joe Monk. Enjoy this show, Rich. Rich will go to hell when the eclipse happens. That goes all over Satan's face. I just tried to stop myself. Satan doesn't like me right now. I don't like you. See, he comes through me and he tells me things I don't want to say. I'm coming for you, GUFOnians. Those who listen will lose your ears. I didn't say that at all. Satan said it. Stop it, Satan. That hurts my throat. Bastard. He is a bastard, Satan. I am Yes, you are. You're the biggest bastard here. I know. I can't change. I'm too old. You are a senior. Stop it. All right, I think it's time. I think this show's run its course tonight. The haunted spoon, I just washed it. That's funny you mentioned that. I just washed it. Yeah, I'll have to do a story on the spoon, like a short documentary, something goofy on it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Hey, Laureen Renee, I don't know either. Everybody says that because we're shadow banned. We're shadow banned. Oh, it's true though. Why isn't there 1 million subscribers here? I'm surprised we don't have 50,000. It's very entertaining between the voice and the funny jokes in chat. Way more than most shows. I say it all the time. I really do. Thank you for saying that. I mean that. We've had a lot of issues with YouTube. I've proven we're shadow banned beyond a shadow of a doubt. All UFO channels, unless you're, and don't take this offensively, it's just a fact. Unless you follow the narrative of what that side of ufology wants you to believe, Corbell, Elizondo, Skinwalker Ranch, they want you to believe all that stuff. And if you go along with it, you won't be shadow banned. But as soon as you say, no, Zeke Fugel, forget about it. The guy's a fraud. Skinwalker Ranch is dumb. I mean, really is. That's what started all this last 7 years of ufology. Something that Lakatsky did was say, hey, 22 million, there's an A-tip, OSAP, let's go. It's a bunch of crap, And they did this thing. I don't know, man. No evidence of Skinwalker. So everybody involved, if you push that narrative, you'll have 30,000 subscribers in a year. But it is what it is. And I'm not leaving, ever. Even though I'm starting the other channel, never will I leave ufology. And we will do the show every night. And we will do it up to 2 hours every night, whether or not we get the support we're supposed to get. I'm never going to stop. I made my mind up. 20 years I'll be in this field. April 15th of all days. Actually, I saw the sighting April 14th, but didn't do any research till the next night on April 15th when I saw the same thing again. And then everything's been all guns a-blazing. So 20 years this April 15th, we're going to celebrate. 20 years I've been waiting for disclosure. People, I remember when I first came into the field, I'm like, wow, people really think disclosure's happening. That's all right. I came in, I could have been literally the next Corbell. People loved me my first year in the field. Loved me because I wasn't going against anything yet. I was seeing stuff. I was sending it out to popular UFO channels. I was doing interviews. Jeff Rentz. I was a couple of big shows that were out. That what's his name? Jerry Pippin and a couple others who have passed away, unfortunately, over the years, and so on and so on. Meeting Bill Burns and doing his show and getting to know him. By the way, he just reached out again. We're gonna be talking. Remember Bill Burns from UFO Hunters? He reached out again. And I'm excited to talk to him. I really miss him. So he's doing really well. Very happy where he is. So I can't wait to find out what he has to say. I'd love for him to come on. Yeah. I don't know if he would right now. I don't know what his deal in his life. I don't know if he's doing any interviews. I haven't seen him. But I will ask. Hey, Bill, if you want to come on the show, I'd really enjoy your company. Everybody here would like to know. Whatever happened to UFO Hunters? The best UFO TV show, hands down. That was the best TV show on UFOs. Doesn't matter what you think about any of the people, Pat Uskert and the others. That show worked, and it had great ratings. Right? Wasn't it the History Channel, I think, did that? Yeah, History Channel, I think. It had top ratings. Very well-made show. I recommend everybody watching UFO Hunters if you never have. If not, watch it for the historical value. Because that's over a decade ago now. Isn't that crazy? 20 years ago that show came out, I think. 18, 17 years ago. Yeah, I remember they were going to call the show, and this is a true story. I don't think I ever told this story. You might believe it, you might not. UFO Hunters was my idea. Jeff Willis, who and I did a show together called AZ Skywatchers, 10 episodes together, and then Jeff couldn't do it, so that's when I transitioned into the AZ UFO show. Well, I told Jeff told me that he is going to be in a new documentary called UFO Road Trip, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm making a documentary, and I'm calling it UFO Hunters. He tells Pat Uskert, who was the lead in the show, basically, with Bill Burns. And Pat goes, that's a great name. Let's use it. Did he copyright it? I don't think so, Pat. They stole my name. Used UFO Hunters. Hold on a second. Hold on. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. I blew a snot rocket almost when I laughed. I didn't know if it was coming out. So they stole it. I mean, okay, fine. But yeah, Jeff said, yeah, Rich is doing a documentary too. He's calling it UFO Hunters. That's a great name. Next thing I know, UFO Hunters. I don't think Bill knows that story. That's funny. Anyway, as time goes by, things change, and I'd like to see what Mr. Burns is up to. Good man. Yeah, he on that show, Bill Burns was the guy who believed more of the stuff that was going on. And he literally told a guy he was a hybrid once. And Pat Uskert goes, you can't say that to the guy. Why? He said he was a hybrid. Well, he might be. It was good drama, man. It was fun. I missed that show. I think I'm going to watch it again. Yeah, what the hell. All right. We'll be back mañana. I really like these backgrounds. This is the AI background that that you can make with StreamYard. You can make thumbnails, I believe. How did I make that? I forget. How did I make this? I think it was through StreamYard's AI thumbnail maker they have. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Hungry. I need to get something to eat. Here's the other one I made. I got to make some more. I have a couple more that I did make. Here, let's see. Oh, you're not seeing that, are you? Oh, yeah, you are. Okay, there it is. There's a few more that I have right here. I hope I didn't. Nope, I didn't erase them. Here's this one. I'll show you. I can't pull it up the same way, but I can show you this way. Hey, Reese. Jaime. Here it is. There's that one. I love that one. That's a good one. Right? And then there's this one. Can you see it? No? Are you able? Did it change? Hold on. It looked like, oh no, it didn't. Let's see what. Oh, okay. God, Rich. Fungul, huh? There we go. No, they didn't change. God, StreamYard's cheap that way, man. Very cheap. Fix this, StreamYard. That one. These are all made by me saying to the AI generator, I said space aliens or alien planet, or one of them was the one that my background is on me right now. This one here. This is Jeremy Corbell UFOs. That's what it gave me. And yeah, that's what it gave me when I said Jeremy Corbell. And it made this. Anyway, those are some of the things. I've got more, but I don't want to bore you. And that wraps it up. So we'll be back mañana, 7 p.m. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but we'll see. So thank you, moderators and super chatters. Great night, great support. I appreciate it. You can still support the show after with thanks. Hit the thanks button under any video and use it like a super chat. Thank you for supporting through PayPal and Cash App. All the links are in the show description. Support Truthology for ufology. Dang it! We're the only ones that tell it really like it is. Really. We don't sugarcoat it because we're afraid that people won't like us. Good! If you don't like me, that means I'm saying something that might be truthful. But guess what? Nobody wants to challenge me on any of these things. They don't want to come on the show and talk about it. They don't offer themselves up and say, I want to challenge you on what you're talking about. Why is Grush this? Why is Corbell that? But they won't. You know why? Because they know. They know. They're just scared. I don't want people to not like me. I want people to hate me. If you hate me, it means you're hearing something that bothers you. Why? Think about why does it bother you? Because I'm wrong? I've always said all along, there's never going to be disclosure. 20 years I've been saying it. Where is it? Boop, nothing. We have a different set of characters in a different time, right? And anytime they need money, they bring up the threat. Since 1953, they've been using the threat assessment. We don't know what it is. We can't follow it. We can't take it down. I mean, we're shooting at them, according to Corbell, and people across, on the other side in war-torn regions, nobody we could talk to. It's always the guy over there or the whistleblower who won't speak up, who's not a whistleblower then. So what are you talking about? Or, the government just won't allow it. Bull crap. Every time you take 2 steps forward, it's 1 step back. And sometimes it's 1 step forward and 2 back. The thing is, we're never progressing. People think we progressed the last couple of years. It's over. We've degressed or regressed. And we are now stationary. The general public, which was their target audience, by the way, the general public is forgetting about everything. The only thing they remember is what happened yesterday. And what happened yesterday was aliens attacked Miami. And everybody knows it was a joke. We were laughed at and are still being laughed at. Since then, nothing has made headlines to mainstream media enough to get the public going, what the hell's going on in ufology? None of that's happening now. It's dead. You can't do that if you want to progress in this field. If you want to progress the study, the research, the truth, And if you are thinking this is drip, drip disclosure, you're sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. It's drip, drip disinfo. It is. I promise you. I want disclosure more than anyone. Hell, I still have dreams of aliens. I had one the other night. I did. That's why I'm not quitting. But thank you, moderators, super chatters, newcomers, veterans, making the chat fun here, making this a great place to be. I appreciate it. And I want this year, I want us to get to 15,000 subscribers. We were supposed to be there by now, but we haven't moved. YouTube won't allow it. So share this as much as you can, would you? Hey, if one person did it, that's more than I had yesterday. So share the show, share the link to the channel, support Truthology for ufology, and we'll be back tomorrow with more of it. That's all I know how to do. I don't know how to sugarcoat and lie. It's just not my... Truthology for ufology. It's for you. But it is. All right, everybody take care. See you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget Alien Girl at 7 a.m. Wake up with Nikki Starchild. Have a good night, everybody. Alien blessed.
There's look at this thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies over and why did it stop one of the most treasured sites in Christianity?
UFO, descending over the dome of the rock, Jerusalem.